There is an ocean of everything you want: success, power, and the most satisfying relationships. It's all available and waiting for you. This is The Zone of Action with your host, Gerald Action Jackson.
Today's episode is special because it's not just theory, it's real talk from a real friend of mine. His name is Isaiah, and if you've been around the Southeast, you've probably passed by one of his coffee houses. He built his business from the ground up. No handouts, no inheritance, and turned it into a chain that's part of the community. Some of his shops host poetry slams, community discussions, book clubs. It's more than coffee, it's culture. But we're not here to talk about business today. We're here to talk about relationships, and specifically a blind date I set him up on. You're going to hear his unfiltered, straight to the point perspective on dating, marriage, and what it really takes to find peace with the right partner. So buckle in, because Isaiah is bold, he's blunt, and he doesn't hold back. Let's get to it. Isaiah, my brother, welcome to the Zone of Action. How's life treating you today?
Life's good, man. Steady. You know me. I stay focused. I'm up early. I'm in the gym. I'm in my stores. Business is moving. Every day it's about checking the numbers, checking the people, making sure the culture is right. But I'll tell you what, Jackson, moments like this are just as valuable to me. Conversations like this, because building wealth is one thing, but talking about how to keep your peace while you build, that's just as important. So I'm glad to be here.
I know you got a lot on your plate with those coffee houses, so I appreciate you making the time. But this conversation is overdue. You and I have had these talks off the record, and I said, you know what? The world needs to hear Isaiah's perspective.
You're right, because most people don't want to hear the raw truth. They want to hear the sugar-coated version, and that's not me. I don't argue with people about my point of view, but I'm going to give it to you straight. If it fits your life, use it. If it doesn't, leave it, but at least you'll hear it uncut.
All right, let's get right into it. I set you up on this blind date. Thought I was doing you a favor. She was attractive. She looked good on paper. But, man, you had some strong feelings about that evening. Tell the listeners what happened.
Look, first off, let me say this. She was attractive. I'll give you that. You got an eye, no doubt. But here's what I've learned. Looks are like an appetizer. They get your attention, but they don't keep you in the restaurant. She gets in my car, and before we even pull off, she's snapping selfies in the passenger seat. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe one picture, fine. But no, she's hitting angles, fixing her hair, asking me to hold the phone. I'm like, we haven't even said 5 words to each other yet, and already the attention is on Instagram. That's a red flag to me, because if you can't be present in the moment, how are you going to be present in a relationship? Then I take her to this little mom and pop Italian spot I love. Now, it's not flashy, no valet parking, no chandeliers, but the food is amazing and it's quiet. The kind of place where you can sit down and actually talk. And that's what a first date should be about, right? Getting to know somebody. But she looks around and goes, "This is it?" With that tone. Like she expected a steakhouse with white tablecloths and a $300 bottle of wine. That's strike two. Because I'm thinking, if you can't appreciate quality just because it doesn't have glitz, then you're not for me. And then this was the nail in the coffin. She starts asking about money. First, she asks if I'm going to cover her babysitter for the night. Then she says, "I've got to get my hair done this weekend. You think you can help me out with that?" Now, I don't know about you, Jackson, but to me, That's like meeting somebody for the first time and immediately auditioning for a payroll position. I'm not about to finance somebody's lifestyle just because they showed up looking good. That told me exactly what she valued, and it wasn't me.
So even though she was attractive, the attitude canceled it out?
Canceled it out immediately. Because here's the thing, I live in certain circles. I go to golf courses, business dinners, charity events. I'm around people who carry themselves with class, and I knew right away I couldn't bring her into those rooms. She'd be loud, she'd be out of place, and she'd embarrass me. I've worked too hard to build my reputation. I'm not lowering my standard of peace to make somebody else feel important. That's not happening.
You keep saying peace. Let's unpack that for the audience. What does peace look like for you in a relationship?
Peace for me is calm in the storm. Life is going to throw problems at you. That's guaranteed. But peace is when your partner doesn't blow up every time something goes wrong. She takes a breath, she thinks it through, and she works with you to solve it. I've been around women who get loud, who argue for the sake of arguing, who turn little issues into auto wars. That drains you. That steals your energy. And as a man building an empire, I can't afford to come home to war every night. Peace looks like this. She's friendly. She's cooperative. She's supportive. She trusts me enough to let me lead because she knows I'm not leading us off a cliff. Submissive doesn't mean weak. It means she believes in my vision enough to walk with me. If I've got peace at home, I can go out and conquer the world. But if my home is chaos, doesn't matter how much money I make, I've already lost.
That's strong. And I've heard you say before that you don't chase the flashy Instagram type women. Why is that?
Because it's fake. And Instagram is filters. It's rented cars. It's vacations on credit cards. None of that is real. I don't need a woman who takes 2 hours in front of the mirror just to look like the person I met. I like average women. And I don't mean average in a bad way. I mean natural. Women who are comfortable in their skin. Women who don't need validation from strangers online. And I'll tell you something that separates women for me. Books. If she reads, she's different. You can fake a look. You can fake a lifestyle, but you can't fake wisdom. A woman who reads is feeding her mind. That tells me she's not just looking for entertainment. She's looking for growth. That's rare and that's valuable.
Let's go back. Your last serious girlfriend. What went wrong there?
Man, that was a lesson. She was beautiful, no doubt, but she wanted an allowance, $8,000 a month just to spend however she wanted. She asked me straight up if she could have my platinum Amex in her purse. Said it made her feel like she was really taken care of. And here I am, working 12, 14 hours a day, expanding stores, hiring staff, negotiating leases. I'm putting in the grind, and she's comparing our relationship to what she sees on Instagram. She's looking at rappers flying women to Paris and thinking, that's normal life. It's not. That's entertainment. On top of that, she loved to argue, and I don't argue. I don't have the energy for it. If I wanted to fight, I'd go into politics. So eventually I told her, this isn't working. And she called me cheap. But let me tell you something. Cheap isn't a man who invests in his business, his future, and his legacy. Cheap is a man who wastes money trying to keep a woman who doesn't even respect him. So when she walked out, I didn't lose. I gained my peace back. And that's priceless.
You've told me before that you're looking for a biblical helpmate. Break that down for us. What does that mean to you?
To me, a helpmate is about partnership with purpose. See, a lot of people think when a man says he wants a submissive woman, it means he wants someone with no voice. That's not it. I don't want a doormat. I want someone who's got wisdom, someone who's thoughtful, someone who can help me see blind spots. But here's the key. She has to trust me enough to get that on my program. I've got the vision. I know where I'm taking us. I don't need her to build her own separate empire while I'm building mine. I need her beside me, adding her strengths to what I've already set in motion. Money, I don't need her money. I've already taken care of that. What I need is peace. I need love. I need wisdom. I need someone who will pray with me, not prey on me. Somebody who believes in God, because if she doesn't have that foundation, then we're not going to last. And kids, absolutely, I want kids. 2, maybe 3. But let me be clear, private school only. Non-negotiable. Public school is designed to make kids pass tests. Private school, the right private school, is going to teach them how to think, how to lead, how to challenge themselves. I want my kids learning skills, not just memorizing answers, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about me or her. This is about legacy. I'm not building coffee shops just to sell lattes. I'm building something that my children can step into. And I need a woman who understands that vision and says, yes, let's build this together.
Let's switch gears and talk about dating today. Social media, Instagram relationships, all of the expectations people have now. What's your take on modern dating culture?
Modern dating culture is broken. Let's just call it what it is. People are chasing an illusion. They're looking at highlights on Instagram and TikTok and thinking that's what love looks like. But they're not seeing the arguments. They're not seeing the debt. They're not seeing the dysfunction. All they see is vacation, shopping bags, and date nights. And that sets unrealistic expectations. You've got women thinking every man needs to be a rapper or a baller, flying them around the world. And you've got men thinking every woman needs to look like an Instagram model. That's not reality. That's entertainment. If you want a real woman, go where real women are. You'll find her volunteering at a community organization. You'll find her in a bookstore. And let me tell you something. When I see a woman in the bookstore, I pay attention. Because a woman who reads is a woman who's feeding her mind. She's curious. She's growing. That's why in some of my coffee shops, I added bookshelves. Not just to decorate, but to attract that kind of energy. I've seen people meet in those spaces, talking over poetry, discussing a book they pulled off the shelf. That's real connection. So my take is this: stop chasing filters, stop chasing flash, go find substance. That's what lasts.
All right, Isaiah, let's bring this home. For the men listening right now, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them about dating and relationships?
One piece? Let me give you a few, because this is too important. Number 1, date with intention, not for lust. Too many men are wasting years chasing sex. They call it dating, but really, they're just chasing a good time. That's how you wake up at 40 with nothing to show for it but wasted money and broken relationships. Number 2, choose peace over beauty. Don't get me wrong. Looks matter. You need to be attracted to your woman, but attraction without peace will cost you your sanity. A beautiful woman who brings chaos will destroy you faster than a plain woman who brings calm. Number 3, protect your legacy. Every woman you let close to you is either going to add to your future or take from it. If she's not an asset, she's a liability. Period. And let me say this too. You don't need to lower your standards just because you're lonely. Loneliness passes. Regret lasts. When you let the wrong woman into your life, you'll spend years trying to clean up the damage. So my advice is simple. Set your standards, hold your standards, and don't apologize for them. Because at the end of the day, Standards protect your future.
Man, that's powerful. And you're proof of that. You've built wealth, you've built culture, and you've never compromised on your peace. That's why I respect you.
Appreciate that, Jackson. But I'll tell you the truth. I'm still waiting for the right one. And I'm okay with that. Because I'd rather be patient than pick wrong. The wrong partner can take you down faster than any business mistake ever will. The right partner, she'll multiply everything you've built. That's the difference.
Isaiah, I appreciate you, brother. This is the kind of conversation people need to hear. For everyone listening, take notes. Success isn't just about money. It's about peace. It's about choosing the right partner. It's about building legacy. Don't chase filters. Don't fall for flash. Build with intention. Choose with wisdom. And above all, protect your peace. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter, JEROLDJAX. On Facebook, Gerald Action Jackson in Zone of Action. Check out the website, GeraldJackson.com. Happiness starts with you. Not with your relationship, not with your job, not with your money, but with you in the zone of action.